This is the 2021 Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Baseball Tournament Championship. 8 teams. 5 days. One champion. From Smokies Stadium, this is the 2021 Pilot Flying JSAC Baseball Tournament.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Smokies Stadium as we get set for first pitch in the 2021 Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championships and a rematch of yesterday's game. It's the 5th-seeded Carson-Newman Eagles and the 4th-seeded Wingate Bulldogs. We take a look at the starting lineup for Wingate yesterday. Bulldogs lost to Carson-Newman, came back, and were able to take down Catawba in comeback walk-off fashion. Carson Simpson had the walk-off hit, and the 3 all-conference players will start us off here today. Bright and early today, 10 a.m. As many as 3 games on the docket. If Carson-Newman wins the first 2, the tournament's over. If Carson-Newman loses at any point, you lock in 3 games here today, and we're ready to lock and load. Mason Mooney has the ball for Coach Tom Griffin's crew, and the right-hander pitches to McCann Mellett, and Mellett swings at the first pitch and does exactly what he did yesterday to Carson-Newman. A high pop-up to right field, and it's Gunnar Ricketts making the catch. And Mellett is now 1 for 11 in the tournament after he absolutely blistered Carson-Newman pitching in the first 4 meetings this year. Now Michael Dansky will stand in, 2 for 12 in the tournament so far. If Wingate loses this one, they're done, and all Carson-Newman needs to do is take 1 from Newberry the rest of the day. The right-hander pitches, and Dansky takes a strike on the outside corner. Who would have had this? The top 2 seeds, Catawba and Tusculum, 2 of the top 11 teams in the country, no longer in the field. The 0-1, swing and a miss on a pitch down. And Mooney gets ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. Can he duplicate what Matt Coles did yesterday? 8 innings of quality baseball for the Eagles. The 0-2 pitch stays off the plate, up and away. Coles gave up just 1 earned run, and despite giving up 4, the final 3 of those was a 2-run home run from Hunter Dula in the 8th. The 1-2 pitch. This is down and away, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Mooney has seen his role shuffle around this season from a starting pitcher to a reliever to a starter to a reliever, and getting the nod here in the SAC Championships, the 2-2. Line drive into left field, hanging in the air. Thompson's over to his left. He snares it out of the air, and 2 up, 2 down for Mason Mooney out there on the mound. And here comes Logan McNeil, and you talk about a scorching hot hitter. I don't know if there's anybody hotter. Maybe Luke Orr out of Newberry in this conference tournament. McNeely is 7 for 11. He has been hammering the baseball. No score here in the top of the first. And the first pitch from Mooney misses off the plate, down and away for ball 1. McNeely against Carson-Newman yesterday had a couple hits, was aboard 3 times. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball lifted down the right field line. Ricketts will give chase over towards the corner. Still running, and he cannot get there in time as it bangs against the Wingate bullpen for strike 1. Well, the last time Carson-Newman won a conference tournament championship, it was 2007. The Eagles won 3 games in 1 day, and it started with a 4-0 shutout of Wingate. Do the Eagles have something similar here today? With a count at 1 ball and 1 strike, here's Mooney's offering. And it just missed down and away, 2-1. The last time Wingate won a conference championship, they had to go through Carson-Newman to start it off. Is it similar for the Dogs? The 2-1. Fly ball hit out towards right center field. Brown coming on and over, and the center fielder in right center makes the catch, and that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Mason Mooney, and we're through a half inning. Here comes Carson-Newman's bats next on the SAC Digital Network.
Oh, wow. NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Carson-Newman stepping to the plate in the bottom of the first inning after Mason Mooney turned around a 1-2-3 opening frame, and it'll be Tyler Thompson, the first team all-conference selection, to lead us off. Ricketts and Jackson. Should anybody reach, Matt Parkinson back in the lineup after serving his suspension yesterday after that play at the plate against Tusculum with fuzzy fur. And Carson-Newman will have to deal with Austin Mitchell, a right-hander for Wingate, getting the start for Coach Jeff Gregory's crew. 33 2/3 innings pitched this year. He has a 2-1 record and a 5.61 ERA. This is his third start of the year. And Thompson will dig in, 5 for 15 so far in the tournament. No score in the first, and the right-hander tosses and turns and pitches, and Thompson slashes it into right, charging forward McKay. Still coming on. He dives. It eludes his glove and skips over towards the line. He recovers, picks it up. Thompson hustling to second. It's an awkward slide, and he's thrown out at second base. I'm not sure if Thompson was trying to avoid, I think it was the second baseman, Mellett. No, it was the shortstop Simpson, and Thompson had a late start to his slide, and he's thrown out, so it'll be a base hit to right and then throw him out 9-6 at second base. Now Gunnar Ricketts will dig in, and the right-hand, or left-hand hitter rather, works against this right-hand pitcher, and the first pitch is in there for strike one. Mitchell into his motion and firing, and he misses down and away. Mitchell, a freshman right-hander, has given up 6 home runs this year. And despite how good Wingate is in terms of strikeouts, Mitchell not necessarily one of those, less than 1 per inning. The 1-1. Bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ricketts so far 3 for 10 this tournament. .337 hitter on the year. Has driven in 19. 2 balls and a strike. Long pause, and now finally the pitch from Mitchell. And a swing and a miss. Late swing on a fastball, evening the count at 2-2. Well, yesterday we had a pitcher's duel through 2. 6 up, 6 down for both pitchers, and Carson-Newman then scored 4 in the third, and that propelled the Eagles to a win. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield pretty much straight away. And the pitch, Ricketts hits it high in the air, twisting out towards the shortstop. Simpson, he calls everybody off as he takes a couple steps into the grass to make the catch. And just like that, 2 outs and nobody on for Henry Jackson. Jackson so far in the tournament has been Carson-Newman's best bat. 5 for 12 in this Conference Championships. Carson-Newman has won some tight games, needed some good pitching to get here. Right-hander delivers, and Jackson takes a fastball for strike 1. Carson-Newman pitching in this tournament, it has a 2.33 ERA, and they have needed it because the Eagles have only scored 17 runs. Mitchell has a sign in the 0-1. Misses down and in with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Defensively behind Mitchell, Bryant, Guy, McKay left to right, Dansky, Simpson, Mellett, Dula third to first, and McNeely back behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle. To his left, Simpson charging, stepping onto the infield grass and throwing across the diamond for the out. Eagles get the hit, but the good defensive play ensures that Carson-Newman gets nothing. We're scoreless after one here in the SAC Baseball Championships.
What defines a truly distinguished university? Visionary leadership, innovative teaching and learning, compelling evidence of success, a flexible learning environment. These are the traits that have made Anderson University one of 200 schools in the world to be chosen as an Apple School of Distinction. Anderson University, knowledge for the journey.
You're right. That's a fifth floor problem.
Not in my house. No. Not today.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot.
Nice.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Mason Mooney, a quick 1-2-3 top of the first inning, needed just 10 pitches to dispatch of the Wingate lineup. And now he'll have to deal with the heart of this group. Jed Bryant will start us off. Bryant has not hit Carson-Newman pitching despite the rest of the team hammering it. He's just 2 for 17 this season against Carson-Newman's pitching staff. But he'll try to get it going here in the second as Mooney pitches, and Bryant actually bunts one third base side, and it's a great one, and Bose watches it roll foul. Nearly scooped it up, but a good decision by Bose to let it roll. And fortunately for him and the Eagles, it continued to roll foul and didn't come back into fair ground as he overran it. So it'll be strike one to Bryant. Mooney making his 6th start of the season. He's known as a strike thrower, only 10 walks this year in 31 1/3 innings. A right-hander into his motion and the 1-strike pitch. And he drifts one just off the plate away for a ball. Looked like a pretty good pitch from up here. I think everybody has had some arguments with the strike zones. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Well out in front of it. Bryant's going to swing for the fences, a former home run champion in this league. Had 19 of them. Back in 2019, he had 7 more than anybody else in the conference. And if he gets good metal to it, it's leaving the yard. Now the 1-2 pitch. Good location, just missed outside. You can feel the intensity in the ballpark. Wingate knows that potentially its season is on the line. The 2-2 pitch. High pop-up on the infield. This is a towering shot. Genter, the shortstop, steps 1 step in front of the grass to bring it down out of the sky. And if you don't catch that one in the webbing, that's going to hurt for a long time. But he makes that grab. 4 up, 4 down, and now Genter has to swing all the way over into right field to put the shift on for Garrig Christopher, who's been a hot hitter in this tournament, 6 for 13, and left-hand hitter swings and misses on the first pitch. Well, I think every coach between Carson-Newman, Wingate, and Newberry was up late last night, the 0-1. Misses inside, 1-1. Thinking about pitching. To win the title today, you have to play 18 innings. If you're Carson-Newman, you might even have to play 27, the 1-1. On the corner for a strike, 1-2. 1 out, nobody on in the second. We're scoreless. And the coaches, I'm sure, were just tossing and turning, thinking, how do we get there? The 1-2 pitch now on the way. Hard hit smash. Bose is playing the shortstop spot, and the third baseman throws high to first. Jackson leans up into the air, pulls it out of the sky, and gets the right foot right back onto the bag for the out. Really good job by Jackson. Well, as I've mentioned in this tournament, has had to move from the outfield to first base with the injury to Killian Daughtry. And a bang-bang play at first. Here's Hunter Dula with 2 outs and nobody on. He had 2 home runs yesterday. And the power-hitting left-hand bat takes off the plate away for ball 1. Dula against Carson-Newman was 0 for 3 until he launched a 3-2 2-out pitch into the grass and right. The 1-0. Misses off the plate. 2-0. Newberry awaits. It'll be Carson-Newman and Newberry regardless of what happens in this game. The only question will be, is Carson-Newman playing for a title, or will Wingate await the winner in that one? 2-0 is an off-speed pitch. Dula out in front of it on a changeup, 2-1. He hit a changeup out of the park yesterday. Prior to that home run, he launched one out of the park foul. The 2-1. Mooney checks in with a fastball on the inside corner. 2-2. Well, fans continuing to pile into the ballpark, sensing that a trophy is on the line today. The 2-2, high and in. 3-2. 5 up, 5 down for Mooney. We're scoreless on a beautiful day for baseball. And the payoff pitch. Hard hit liner, leaping into the air. The first baseman, Jackson, leaning towards foul ground. He snares it, and that ends the inning. We're scoreless through an inning and a half here in the SAC Baseball Championships.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Catawba College is a story of transformation. It's a place where students' creativity is fostered, a place of inspiration to go beyond the classroom, a place of belonging no matter who you are. Mentorships, a broad curriculum, and hands-on experiences prepare students for employment and a lifetime of learning. At Catawba, you begin as you are and transform with your interests and experiences. We're Catawba, and we have a good story to tell.
Bottom of the second inning here in the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championships. Carson-Newman and Wingate. Eagles looking to stay unbeaten in the tournament. Running from the 5 seed and the play-in game here to the team to beat today. Matt Parkinson will start us off after serving his suspension yesterday. Stands in and swings at the first pitch and pops it up over towards the dugout. Giving it a look is McNeely, and I think it hit the top of the netting before bouncing down. Well, these two teams, fortunate that they didn't have to wait around last night. It was a 4.5-hour ball game. Newberry taking down Tusculum 18-11. One strike and nothing to count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. It was a late night at the park for our entire crew. Yet again. Past midnight for the second straight day. But Newberry able to take down the second-seeded Pioneers in the 3, 4, and 5 seeds stand. The 0-2. High on a fastball, 1-2. Well, finally we get some really good weather. It's 59 degrees here at game time, but sunny skies, and it is only going to get warmer. Should be in the 70s today. Here's the 1-2 for Mitchell, and it just missed below the knees, not by much. Parkinson so far in the tournament is 3 for 7, doing the majority of the catching duties for the Eagles as Carson-Newman's in the pinstripes. Mitchell has the sign. Here's the pitch. Parkinson ropes it through the left side of the infield for a solid base hit. Eagles have a leadoff knock for the second straight inning. This time, he'll stay at first base. Good two-strike hitting from Parkinson. And now in steps Harrison Travis, just 3 for 13 in the tournament. But he's had some big-time games this year, and he's going to climb into the batter's box. We're scoreless here in the second inning. Carson-Newman looking to play for a title. Wingate on the other side looking to stave off elimination for a second straight game. Here's the pitch. Travis bunts one. That's a really good bunt. Tough play here. Mitchell doesn't pick it up. Mellott finally does. They throw it, and it's behind the first baseman, Dula, who tried to barehand it, and Parkinson's over to third. I'm not sure I've seen Travis lay down a bunt all year, but that was textbook. Mellott gave up on it, went to first, then underhanded a barehand toss, and that eluded the first baseman, Dula, who tried to go with a barehand. Everybody's safe, and with nobody out, the Eagles have him at the corners. Travis hadn't had a sacrifice bunt all year. Officially, we give that a single on the bunt for Travis. And now Zach Bose. Bose just 2 for 10 in the tournament, but he had a really, really good game for Carson-Newman against Tusculum. First pitch to the right-hand swinger is on the outside corner with a fastball for a strike. Yesterday, though, however, 0 for 4. Struck out twice. We're scoreless in the second. Carson-Newman looking to take an early lead for the second straight day against Wingate. The right-hander Mitchell straightening up. Here's the pitch. That's off the plate away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, sometimes all it takes is a little magic in the postseason. Carson-Newman's feeling that momentum and that confidence right now. Wingate, impressive last night against the 7th-ranked team in the country, Catawba. The 1-1 pitch. Bose pulls it to third. They're going to come home with it, and now they have Parkinson in a rundown. Parkinson running back to third, now stops. He's trying to come home, and now Travis is hung out to dry. Travis is caught in a rundown. And this is going to be a double play ball as Carson-Newman runs itself out of 2 outs in the inning. Bose is going to get to second base, but that was just awful base running by Carson-Newman. And I don't even know where to begin with that putout. 5-2. And then I believe 5 on Parkinson. And then 5, 4, 6 on Travis for a double play. Wild. No score in the second inning. And now Mitchell deals with Charlie Brown. The pitch is down the middle for a strike. So 5-2-5 on Parkinson at the plate. Travis at third base is put out 5-4-6. Oh and 1 the count. And they'll look back Bose at second base. Well, Carson-Newman in this game, think about this. Leadoff single from Thompson, and on a ball that squirted away from McKay, was thrown out at second base. Eagles get the first 2 on in this inning and run into 2 outs. Inexplicable. The 1 strike pitch. That's in the dirt, down and away. 1-1. And it's just crazy because rather than having 2 on and 1 out, I mean, tough for Parkinson, was running on contact. Probably thinking that Wingate was going to look to turn 2 instead of coming home. But Travis hung out to dry, the 1-1. Brown chops it in the hole at third, picked up by Simpson. Tough play as he throws on the run, but he gets the out at first, and that ends the inning. So Carson-Newman gets a couple hits in the frame, but they leave a runner in scoring position running out of 2 outs. And through 2, we're still scoreless here on the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championships. Mason Mooney has had a clean 6 up, 6 down to start off the ball game. And here in the top of the 3rd inning, it'll be the right-hand hitting Andrew McKay to start us off. McKay 3 for 10 in the tournament. Mooney's first pitch, McKay tries to bunt, and it's a foul ball for strike 1. Well, Carson-Newman has run into 3 outs on the base paths. And the Eagles have had some chances to put pressure on. The 0-1. Check swing, and it's a strike taken on a pitch at the knees, 0-2. And certainly if you're Carson-Newman, you're kicking yourself for a couple mistakes. And if you're Wingate, you've dodged a bullet, now have a chance to take a lead. The 0-2. Strike 3 called. Perfect pitch for Mooney in his first punch out. And now the hero from yesterday, Carson Simpson, 2 run-producing hits, including the walk-off winner against the conference's pitcher of the year. The right-hander pitches and pumps in a strike. Brian Ketchie came on in relief, gave up 2 infield singles on balls that Cataba's defense normally handles, the 0-1, on the inside corner, 0-2. And then Simpson provided the game winner with a base hit to right. The 1-strike pitch, ground ball back up the middle, and this will be the first base runner of the game as it squirts into center field for a base hit. Wingate finally breaks the string of 7 in a row retired, and Justin Guy coming to the plate. 4 for 10 so far this tournament, and he'll get his turn. Guy against Carson-Newman yesterday was a menace. 1 for 4, but when he got on the bases, produced a run and caused some issues on the mound for Carson-Newman. Is with a runner at first base, the third baseman, Bose, pulls in. No sign of a bunt on a high fastball. 1-0. No runs, 3 hits, and 1 left on base for Carson-Newman. A hit and an error so far for Wingate. Mooney takes a look over at first. Eagles looking for a double play ball. Mooney pitches. That misses downstairs, 2-0. Carson-Newman's the leader in the conference in twin killings, and they turned 2 against Wingate yesterday. That seriously helped Matt Coles get in and out of trouble. The right-hander Mooney readies and then throws to first. Back safely is Simpson. Simpson on the year is 9 for 10 in stolen base attempts, so he certainly does have that ability to run. Mooney comes set, checks first, now pitches, and Guy pops it up. Third base side. This is going to be a tough play as it's right on the warning track. Bose is over there. He straddles the railing, and he pulls it out of the sky. Great play by the third baseman to make the grab. So now McCann Mellett, 0 for 1 with a fly out to shallow right. 2 outs and 1 on, no score in the third. Elimination game for Wingate, and time called. Eagles employ the shift around. Bryce Hanley is the second baseman on the outfield grass by a step or two, and Micah Jenner, the shortstop's over towards the first base side of second. Mooney comes set, now pitches, and that's off the plate with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and no strikes the count. The right-hander pitches, bends a curveball off the inner half. They throw down to first. 2 balls and no strikes. Simpson able to get back in time. Carson-Newman is one of those teams that has a major propensity to throw behind runners. Not as frequent in recent years since Ethan Goforth was selected by the Pirates in the 25th round. Throw to first base. Goforth. And then Greg Jones, who's in the Rockies organization. Those two threw down to first base a lot. But since then, it hasn't been as frequent. But the Eagles still do it at the highest rate of any team in the conference. 2-0 the count here to Mellett, the pitch. Foul ball down the left field line. 2-1. Wingate looking to apply the pressure. The first of 3 straight all-conference selections. At the plate. And it just feels like Mellett is one big swing away from busting out of his current slump. 1 for 11 in the tournament. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And it stays high up around the letters. Wingate across the chest of the Navy uniform for Mellett, now 3-1. Mooney pitched against Wingate, and it was not a good outing. Gave up 6 runs in 4 innings on 7 hits. And the right-hander again set, 3-1 the count. Here's his pitch, and Mellett crushes it. Deep right field, hooking towards the line in the corner. It's a fair ball, and Wingate strikes first. There's that big hit for Mellett, and the Bulldogs take a 2-0 lead in the third. Another 2-out home run for Wingate. And Mellett yanked it down the line. 1 for 11 in the tournament. He hits his 4th home run against Carson-Newman this year. And it's Wingate that strikes first. And here comes Michael Dansky as Mooney pitches. And he bounces one in the dirt for ball 1. Mooney falls behind Mellett, had to come in with something, and Mellett doesn't make a mistake. The 1-0 off the plate, 2-0. Well, as I mentioned, Carson-Newman makes 3 outs on the base paths. And you do that, you open the door, and just like that, Wingate able to seize control. The 2-0. Line shot into left center. Thompson racing over into the alleyway, and the left fielder on the warning track. He leans back with his glove, and he's able to pull it out of the sky to end the inning. But it's Wingate that gets on the board first. Second straight elimination game for the Dogs, and a monster blast from Mellett makes it 2-0. Wingate through 2.5.
Emmy. Okay. Let's get started. When you're first looking at where to go to school, what were you searching for?
Well, when I first started searching, I knew I wanted to go to a place where I wouldn't feel limited.
Where I wouldn't just grow as an athlete, but I'd also learned everything that I needed to know to launch my own business.
Somewhere that would truly prepare me for the real world, for what I was going to do next.
Where I could grow as an artist and develop my craft.
I wanted to go to a place where I wouldn't be just another number, a place where people really knew me.
Where over time, I would become a leader.
Somewhere that would show me all that I can be.
Somewhere that believed in me.
Somewhere that after I left, I would be proud of the person that I became.
And I found
that place
at Coker.
Carson-Newman has helped out Wingate by making 3 outs on the base paths. And McCann Mellon has turned the game around with a 2-out home run in the third. And Micah Jenner will start us off in the bottom of the third inning. Carson-Newman needs to lose twice today for somebody else to win the championship. And the Eagles down by 2 early. The right-hander pitches, and there's a fastball down the middle for a strike. Well, despite all the action that Mitchell has had to deal with, he's still only faced 1 over the minimum and thrown 21 pitches. Mitchell works from the full windup as he fires, and Genter floats one out to shallow center field. Guy's playing in the right spot as he slides to his right, makes the grab. 1 up, 1 down for the first time in this game. Carson-Newman doesn't have a hit to lead off an inning. And now it brings Bryce Hanley to the plate. Hanley just a .227 hitter this year in the starting lineup for just the 9th time. 5 for 22. No extra base hits. No RBIs. Mitchell to deal with Hanley. The first pitch to him, he squares the bunt, and he takes the ball off the plate away. Well, there's a lot of baseball left. Really today, we could play as many as 3 games unless Carson-Newman's able to win 2 in a row to start us off. 1-0 pitch coming from Mitchell. It's a fastball that misses high and tight, 2-0. Hanley has drawn 3 walks this year. And the former All-State quarterback. Here's the 2-0 from Mitchell. This time he drops it a little bit lower to get it in the zone for a fastball strike. 2-1. Both of these teams were great at home. Once they left their home fields, it was dicey. The 2-1 is high. 3-1. Wingate was 15-3 at home, 11-8 on the road. That's a good mark, but wouldn't qualify as a phenomenal team on the road. Carson-Newman 16-4 at home, just 8-10 on the road. The 3-1 down the middle with a fastball strike, 3-2. Well, at the very least, Hanley has probably had the best at bat of the day, going deep into this count, and Mitchell's going all fastballs. The payoff. He misses off the plate away, pulls one down and away for ball 4, and Bryce Hanley's aboard. So let's see if the Eagles can do something with a man on base this time around. Tyler Thompson to dig in. McNeely tried to twist that wrist right back into the zone and didn't get the call. So Thompson, who singled on a flare to right his first time up, but was thrown out looking to get second base after the ball skipped slightly away from McKay. And with a right-hander pitching from the stretch, Thompson bounces it out to short. This is a chance for 2. Simpson to McMellet for 1. Can't get it out of his glove. Now does so and turns it over to first for the double play ball. 6-4-3 goes the twin killing. And Mitchell has faced just 1 over the minimum through 3, and Wingate leads it 2-0.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities.
That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
McCann Mellett's two-run home run in the third has Wingate on top 2-0 in an elimination game for the Bulldogs. Carson-Newman will play Newberry next. The question will be, is it an elimination game for both, or will Carson-Newman have a chance to win a title? Mooney to go to work here on McNeely, and the first pitch to McNeely from Mooney is a bender in there at the knees for strike one. McNeely flew out to right his only time up so far. Mooney retired the first 7 of the game before the hit from Simpson. The 0-1. Foul ball off of first. No balls and 2 strikes. Outfield shuffled around to the right-hand side. Mooney getting ahead at 2 strikes to nothing. And here's his pitch. And it's on the outside corner for strike 3 called. And McNeely knew it. Second punch out for Mooney. I think McNeely was thinking that it was going to be an off-speed pitch, and as soon as he saw the ball hit the glove, he was taking a step back into the dugout. So now Jed Bryant, who popped to short his only time up. Mooney pitches, and a hard hit smash to short this time. Squatting down to pick it up between the legs is Genter. Punches the ball into the mid after he picks it out. Takes one shuffle step and throws it into the chest of Jackson at first for the out. 2 up, 2 down. And now Garrett Christopher, who grounded out to third base his only time up, as the Eagles will shift the left-hand hitter. Genter winds up in shallow right. And there's a massive hole back up the middle and on the left side with Bose standing over there by himself. The pitch from Mooney is a foul ball back for strike 1. Well, Mooney bouncing back nicely after the home run. 3 straight retired. Pitch count sits at 46. And now the 1-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup down and away. That's such an effective pitch for right-hand pitchers against left-hand batters, the changeup. If you can cycle it a little bit off the plate and down. 0-2 the count with 2 outs, nobody on the pitch. Grounder back up the middle. To his left, Bose circles around it, picks it up, throws to first. Low. Jackson with a stretch. Picks it off the dirt. And that ends the inning. 1-2-3 from Mooney. Now Carson-Newman will try to get something cooking. Ricketts, Jackson, Parkinson to the bat rack, down 2-0.
Bender, take one.
Tonight's matchup, me versus an ugly fender bender. If I can eke out a win, it's going to be a miracle, baby.
Mr. Vitale, it wouldn't be a miracle because Geico gives you a team of experts to help manage your claim.
It's going to be a nail-biter.
No, the Geico team is there for you 24/7.
Geico is awesome, baby. Too much?
I think we got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
We welcome you back to Smoky Stadium as Wingate leads Carson-Newman by a 2-0 tally in the fourth, and it'll be Gunnar Ricketts to start us off. A pop out to short, his only time up, against Austin Mitchell. And the first pitch of this inning, Ricketts flares it out to second, and a running catch made by McCann Mellett, 1 out. We now bring in the assistant commissioner of the South Atlantic Conference, Christian Stryker. And Christian, despite the rain and a couple long games, been a good tournament so far. What have your thoughts been here so far?
Been a great tournament. We've had a lot of good baseball games. The staff, both Carson-Newman and the Smokies, have been phenomenal in getting these games in. And, we can't ask for better weather today for a championship, that's for sure.
The first pitch to Henry Jackson's a fastball for a strike. Yeah, we thought we'd get some of this weather earlier this weekend, but finally here, and it's a welcome sight for both sides.
Yeah, Thursday was great. Friday was good weather. It was a little chilly, but then of course Saturday we had our our rain day. But what we were hoping for, one game, let's at the best we'll get one in, and we ended up getting 2, so that worked out great.
0-2 the count here to Jackson, and great baseball too. We've had a lot of really close games so far.
Yeah, they all our teams have kept the games close. I mean, we had even in our one, let's call it blowout. We had the 12-0 game, Coker versus Catawba, where Catawba blew that game open, and they did it all with 2 outs in the first inning. I mean, so the game was moving right along, and then things just kind of happened. But from then on, it stayed fairly close. So we've had. I mean, what are we, game 11? We've had 11 fantastic games so far.
The 0-2 to Jackson's high and tight, 1-2, 2-0 Wingate here in the fourth. Let's track back about 9 months or so. We had to delay how the entirety of the season would start to get to this point, final day of the South Atlantic Conference baseball season. Here's a grounder out to short that Simpson picks up and throws high to first, but it's in time for the out. How impressed are you with the fact that we've been able to get as much in across the board as we have?
Oh, this has been just phenomenal. From every institution's administration to the athletic trainers, media relations staff, game administration, whatever, to pull off as many games as we have. And then on top of it, we added in throwing, let's play some fall sports in the spring too while we're at it, as if the spring isn't busy enough.
Parkinson lines this to left, twisting, turning, and reaching up is Bryant.
Nice catch.
To make the catch. You want to hang around for another?
Yeah, we'll hang around. It was a quick half inning.
That was a very quick inning. A 1-2-3 frame, 4 in a row retired by the right-hander. And we're through 4. Wingate leads it 2-0.
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are, a community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenore-Ryan University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We're back at Smoky Stadium. It's Wingate with a 2-0 lead. Stepping to the plate in the fifth, a 2-run home run for McCann Mellett, and it'll be Hunter Dula to start it off. We're continued to be joined here by Christian Stryker. Let's get back to what we were just talking about, the fact that we've gotten as far as we've had. What has life been like in the conference office, dealing with everything, trying to set up these championships, getting the protocols into place to try to get everything together for the entirety of these seasons?
It's been challenging. I think the biggest thing has been there's just a lot of communication. You've had to constantly be on top of emails and phone calls and text message and everything else, and being flexible. I think everybody has been really, really flexible. You know, hey, we we're a little concerned. We may have a player or two that seems symptomatic with COVID. We need to pause. We need to figure out if we're all okay to play, and looking out for everybody's best interest.
Check swing roller. Mooney picks it up first base line and throws out Hunter Dula for the first out of the 5th inning. And there's one away here in the 5th. Andrew McKay stepping in, 2-0 Wingate in the 5th inning. I feel like it's just been one of those things where even going back into July, August, just the nerves of trying to decide, are you going to play? How are we going to get something done? But I felt like once we got into about January, we felt pretty good that we had a better grasp of how we were going to handle things.
Once we really got basketball season going and kind of, good and bad. We started with basketball in our conference, probably the hardest sport to do. And we just said, hey, we're going to jump in with 2 feet and do it. And we got it to work. And so I think by January, when you started looking at the spring sports and adding those falls in and how the protocols went, we said, well, we can do it for basketball. We can do it for anything. And we've proven that. I mean, we're here now playing.
The 0-2 for Mooney's off the plate. We're joined by Assistant Commissioner of the conference, Christian Stryker. And I think that you're like us. You don't want to do the fall sports again in the spring, a foul ball, third baseline. But the fact that we've been able to make it, it almost feels like we accomplished something as a group that you have to be proud of, because there were weeks where it felt like 38 different sports were going on.
Yeah, there were times when I was getting phone calls from people asking about, can we play on this day, or we've got to, take a pause for this or that, and I had to go, which sport are we talking about again? Like I'm confused. Hold on. Even for us in the conference office, we went from April 1st basically until today. We have had some sort of championship, multiples every week. So the month of April has kind of flown by for me.
The 2-2 pitch is a fly ball out to center. Charlie Brown will make this catch, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th. Well, I'm curious, because I think that this is something that's challenging when it comes to getting some of the trophies for that. Knowing that there's a chance you don't get the season in, how do you go about making sure that you have the trophies here with the logos and everything that you need to get done for that?
We learned from last year, probably more so than anything else. We had all these trophies ordered last year, and hey, we're ready to go, and then we got shut down, right? March 12th, the day that will live in infamy in college athletics. Where everybody stopped. So this year when we ordered everything, you'll notice if you see any of our schools that have championship trophies, the years look different. And in the sense that we purposely got all the trophies printed without a year, and we have extra different labels that go on. So they look a little different this year. So if we didn't have it, it was going to be good for next year. It was a little planning just in case.
That makes sense. Carson Simpson with his second single of the day into center. Now Justin Guy is ahead at 1-0, 2-0 Wingate in the 5th. I feel like that's such a challenging thing that a lot of people don't even think about when it comes to trophies like that, because, I mean, like you said, you're putting together a couple dozen of those and trying to decide what to do. A liner to center field. It's caught by Brown. That ends the inning. You want to hang around, or you got?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
We can hang around and talk.
All right. We've had a couple quick innings. Good luck so far. 2-0. Wingate on top. Going to the bottom of the 5th. Eagles will try to get some offense cooking when we come back.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth...
It was Mr. Hines who made me want to become a teacher.
And then I said, that's one small step for man, one giant leap. And that's why we don't try this at home. Any questions?
He inspired me. But it was LMU that helped me turn that dream into a reality. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent.
Wingate has the lead, looking to stave off elimination for the second consecutive game. Austin Mitchell's been great so far, 4 innings and just 37 pitches. And now going to work here on Harrison Travis, the right-handed hitter, with a 2-0 lead for Wingate in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles and Dogs are tied at 3 apiece in the hits, and Mitchell pumps in a first pitch strike.
37 pitches.
Yeah, it's pretty efficient,
He's
right?
moving right along there.
Well, when it comes to the tournament, you need games like this from a pitcher. We saw it with Matt Coles yesterday. You have to have somebody that eats up innings, even if you lose sometimes, and you're not facing elimination, just to have somebody like that keeps the rest of your pitching staff fresh.
Yeah, I think we've seen that, especially we had several games in this tournament. Now, even the games have stayed close where we are seeing 5, 6, 7 pitchers. As you get deeper into the night and into the tournament, those – even if you only threw an inning or two, that's an inning or two less you have as you go deeper into the game, or into the tournament. It definitely becomes important to have those guys who go the distance.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count here. The pitch is a line drive down the right field line. That's going to sink in for a base hit. Travis has his second knock of the day, and Carson-Newman has the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd time in 5 innings.
Carson-Newman's done a great job of getting the leadoff guy on and getting somebody kind of getting the offense going. He's got had a couple of some base running blunders that have cost him here early on. Hopefully they can stop that here.
Zach Bose is stepping up. He hit into that awkward double. What position did you play?
So I was an infielder. So yeah, that awkward double play. I've been a part of those before.
Been in a couple pickles like that.
Been in a couple pickles. Start rotating. Then you start. The real fun is when you're trying to score it. That was a 2 to 5 to 4 to 6. Oh no.
Bunted in the air. It's going to drop and go foul, and I think that might even be fortunate for Wingate because Bose was going to beat that out.
Yeah.
Were you the SID at Coker in 2000? Was that 2014 when they went to the College World Series?
2013. Yeah, it was. Yeah. The all-hair team. They, for whatever reason, I don't know why. And I've noticed it again this year. I think maybe COVID had something to do with it, but like the long hair was the thing that year, and like every guy on Coker's team had this like long hair thing. It's crazy. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a fun run to go through with them.
1 strike pitch here to Bose. This time he does get a bunt down, but it's right back to the pitcher. Mitchell will take the out at first. 1-3 on the sacrifice. Travis down to second. Any similarities between that Coker run from what we're seeing in this tournament?
I was going to say this Carson-Newman team reminds me a lot of that Coker team. A lot of energy, fast-paced play. And Tom Griffin and at the time Dave Schmatzer was the head coach at Coker. They're very similar in the way they play. Very station-to-station baseball. They will, like right there, you get the leadoff man aboard. We're going to bunt him over. We're going to get him second, put him in scoring position, and see what happens. So I see a lot of similarities, and Carson-Newman's got a chance. I think I told the crew up here, we were talking about it at the very beginning of the tournament. You said, who do you think? I said, honestly, I think Carson-Newman's got a chance. You guys have pitching, you got a lot of energy, and you hit the ball. You're on a great hot streak at the beginning of the year. Hit kind of a lull in the middle, and then it's picked back up here at the end. So I'm not surprised at all to see them right here with a championship, only 1 game away if we can, get to this one.
Charlie Brown standing in. Yeah, they were in first place. Then they played Wingate. They had a chance to split the first night, and a lost fly ball in the lights opened the door. And then Wingate swept them, and that kind of started a little bit of some scuffling for the Eagles. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch, and that's off the plate, 2-0. The regionals aren't until May 27th and 30th. So when you look at how the regionals shape up, we've seen Catawba 7th in the country, Tusculum's 11th. You would think Wingate has an argument to make it there as well. What do you think of the chances of all these teams to make it into a regional?
So, I don't know how much you know. So the regional format or the bracket size has been dropped this year. That nationwide, NCAA dropped all the brackets. So we're only going to have 6 teams in the regional. So we'll have our 3 at-large, our 3 automatic bids will come from SAC, Conference Carolinas, and then Peach Belt. And we'll have our 3 at large. But looking at the teams across the board, it's going to be very hard not to say that at least 2 out of those 3 don't come out of the SAC.
Bouncing ball to third. Dansky will throw across the diamond for the out and keep the runner at second base. 2 outs now. And Micah Jenner coming up.
And that, you see that we don't have a regional for a month, which is our SAC tournament's always been about 2 weeks ahead of the regional, and the regional was pushed back because teams started late this year and things. And unfortunately, we weren't, as a conference, able to push our tournament back. I'm hopeful that, let's say Carson-Newman does continue on this run. They've got a little momentum. They go, a month off. Hopefully they can keep that momentum going into a regional.
Micah Genter flies this to left field. Jed Bryan over towards the line, and he makes the catch in foul ground, and that ends the inning. So Carson-Newman gets the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd time. They strand him, and we're through 5, 2-0 Wingate.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Back here at Smoky Stadium, the man that has the only run production of this game, McCann Mellett, will lead us off. Hit a 3-1 pitch with 2 outs in the 3rd. Down the right field line, a 2-run home run. His 4th against Carson-Newman this year. And it's Wingate 2 and Carson-Newman 0. Bulldogs looking to stave off elimination. And Mason Mooney back on the mound pitching, and he misses off the plate for ball 1. And I want to get back to the regional conversation because I think every team around the region is rooting against Carson-Newman and is rooting against Newberry because, Mellett hit by that pitch.
Right on the – looked like he hit him on that front knee. Ouch. Yeah, I would agree. I think everybody's probably, from a regional standpoint – back knee. Even worse. Wingate's probably in the mix already, right?
Right.
If Wingate wins this, then it doesn't really change the structure of the regional too much. You get Newberry or Carson-Newman, who are probably on the bubble. They're just on the outside anyways, based on their records overall. But if they win and they get that automatic bid, it really kind of fluctuates some things.
And certainly you still have Conference Carolinas and the Peach Belt tournament left, too. I mean, you could potentially, with, like you said, the 6-team situation, have 3 teams that aren't slated to make the regionals, win conference tournaments, and then you're left with the 3 at-large bids.
Yeah, and you're left with 3, with only 3 at-large bids. And if you're talking about teams that, like, for instance, Catawba, who's not in the tournament anymore, who is probably a 1 or 2 in the region anyways. Now you kind of not obligated, but you kind of look at it. Well, we've got to give them an at-large.
Right.
If somebody like Mount Olive, who I'm sure is number 1 over in Conference Carolinas, if they don't win, now we've got to give it to them. And then before you know it, you've kind of given everybody who's at the top of the region the bids, and you're leaving somebody, unfortunately, like a Carson-Newman or a Newberry or even a Tusculum, who are all going to be in the mix along with Wingate and Catawba. You're sitting them out, and that's unfortunate.
Sacrifice bunt from Dansky. Mellett to second base. Wingate leading at 2-0, already in the 6th inning here, and here comes Coach Tom Griffin. So we've gone through this year. Hopefully we can bookend this thing here and wrap it up in a nice fashion. Any plans for the conference for the summer heading into next year?
Really, it's going to be, planning for what we're going to do here in the future is everybody, I don't know how much people know, we are adding Emory and Henry University come 22-23. That'll give us 14 teams in the conference, a nice even number. We're going to start looking at maybe doing some divisional play and restructuring, as now we've grown to 14, do we need to look at expanding field sizes for championships, especially if we go into divisional play? We obviously played everybody making the basketball championship this year, and a lot of that was due to COVID, number of games played and all that. But that was fairly successful too, and so is that an option to consider? Everybody continues to make that tournament and things like that because that has been brought up over the years. So it's going to be a lot of planning and just kind of getting ready. I think we had everything kind of slam and hit us at once, so now we're gonna let's hopefully kind of get our feet back under us and get ready for what we hope is a normal year.
Logan McNeely standing in after the mound meeting, and Mason Mooney looking to buckle down. His team trails at 2-0. Wingate looking to add some insurance here in the 6th. And Mooney pitches and misses off the plate. How much in advance do you guys try to have some of those conversations, like you mentioned, in terms of divisional play, in terms of conference championships, to make sure that you are planning for the future?
We try to go to about 2 to 3 years out, especially when we're talking about conference scheduling and championships and things. Sometimes it's just out of our hands. That is a high pop-up.
Another towering pop, and Micah Genter had to be on the receiving end of it again. And as a former infielder, those are probably balls that they look fun for a second, and then you start thinking, this better go into the webbing because that's going to hurt if it doesn't.
It's going to hurt if it doesn't, and you start having panic attacks as it comes down because did I overrun it? Am I here? Yeah. The worst is that, we all know it. You have the Bermuda Triangles out there, out in left and right center, just outside the infield, down each of the lines. But the by far, I think one of the worst that I've ever had is the one right behind the pitcher's mound, because every pitcher thinks they can catch it. And then most of them can't, and then they don't get out of the way, and then every shortstop and second baseman thinks they got it, but then the first and third baseman, they all want in on it. So you got 5 guys who all think they're going to catch the ball, and then nobody, where they all start yelling at each other. It can be dangerous.
1-0 the count here to Jed Bryant. The pitch misses inside 2-0. Is that something that you have to talk about as a team before the game?
Yeah.
Hey, whose ball is this?
Well, you work on it in practice, so it's depending on where you are on the field, everybody kind of has their priority. But if that's the ball, that one right behind the pitcher's mound is always kind of – normally it's either depending on how your fielders are. Your shortstop or your second baseman is kind of considered the lead guy. Like if they call it, you give it to them. I've seen when I was in high school, we had a play like that, and a first baseman and a third baseman both decided they were going to try and go for it, and they both yelled for the ball at the exact same time and collided with each other, and one guy broke his ankle. It was terrible. But
wow. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Jed Bryant. Mooney trying to bounce back with 2 outs and a runner at second. Bulldogs lead it 2-0. And the pitch from Mooney is a little tapper foul over towards first.
Mooney's had some really good stuff today. His off speed seems to be really keeping Wingate off balance right now.
Been a hot and cold season for him, as it is for a lot of college pitchers.
Yeah.
Not everybody is going to be just locked down every single time they go out there. But he has his good stuff today and looking to preserve a 2-run deficit. The 2-2, high on a fastball, 3-2.
And Mooney's been one of those, he's been effective all year, whether it's his best stuff or even some of his off days. He's been effective for Carson-Newman for sure.
And what he's doing at the very least for Carson-Newman is if they do lose this, they still need to play potentially 2 games. So he's at least carrying the load right now. A payoff pitch on the way, and it's a hard hit smash. It hits Mooney's backside. Gets through Genter and into center field, a base hit. Mellett scores. Perfect bounce for Wingate, and Bulldogs lead it 3-0.
I that's a tough break for Mooney because he gets the pitch he wants. You know, he pitched in the right spot, gets it back up the middle. It's going to be a ground ball, but it ricochets off of him, unfortunately.
And the Eagles just had a little bit of a shift on. If Genter's at his normal position, he makes that play, and now Coach Tom Griffin's out of the dugout. This is his
Mooney tried to kind of barehand it as it went past him, and I think it nicked his hand. I'm not sure if it just caught like a tip of a finger or what.
So this doesn't count as a mound visit. This is more of a medical look, and we take another look at this one. Yeah, it was the hand. It looked like it hit the wrist, the outside bone of the wrist there.
Yeah, kind of on the outside of your palm. Probably very similar to where that'd be a left-handed hitter if they catch one on the hand. Probably the same type of place.
That's a tough break because he was doing really well, and now Kyle Cagle will start to get loosening in Carson-Newman's bullpen, and with the injury, he will have as much time as he needs to get loose. Doing some acrobats. I think he's looking for a baseball.
I need a ball, guys. I'll sit out. Did he forget something in his bag? What are we doing down there? He need a ball.
They need a ball. That's how good Mooney's been. They haven't even considered sending a ball down to the bullpen. Well, this is the 5th year that you've had the conference tournament here at Smokies Stadium. Why has this been such a good place for you guys to be at?
You know, it's definitely one of the best ballparks in the region. It's nice to have, as we like to say in our office, we kind of have like the east side of the mountain and then the west side of the mountain, you know, with our different teams. And it's nice to play some of the championships on the west side because a lot of our neutral sites and things are, we've had like basketball's in Greenville, South Carolina. We've played volleyball is going to be down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We've got, you know, track is over in North Carolina, things like that. And so it's nice to play in a venue up here. But the Smokies are just fantastic hosts. They kind of roll out the red carpet for us in the terms of they always make sure the field, you know, they've got their professional grounds crews doing it for us. It's well maintained. The size of the venue is perfect for us. You know, looking at the video, you probably think, man, there's nobody there. But I mean, people are, at least in the morning, they're kind of up behind the overhang to stay in the shade a little bit. But most importantly, it's a great venue. You can't beat a AA ballpark. It's like getting to play, you know, a little big league action for the players, and that's really fun.
And it helps too for the families that visit because this is a great tourist area. Plenty of places to go.
Yeah, that's been a really nice thing. Is, you know, teams start asking about hotels and parents and everything, and there's an abundance. That is for sure.
So Mooney is going to stay in this game. Bryant's single has stretched this out to a 3-0 lead. And now if you're Wingate, you're starting to look at just 12 more outs to go to getting back into this and making sure that we play 3 games today as this pitch misses outside. 1-0.
Mooney's still kind of banging that hand. I hope it's not affecting him too much here.
He's sitting at 72 pitches. And it's a tough decision for Carson-Newman, too, because not to say that you believe that you're going to lose, but if you are and you only have to use one pitcher, that sets you up for the next couple games.
Yeah, and you brought in, you know, so you brought in Coe yesterday kind of as the closer, who I'm sure, I mean, he threw what, maybe
10 pitches.
10 pitches? Yeah,
Yep.
So, I mean, he could come back after his outing in game 1 back on Thursday, so he's fine. But at the same time, you know, you're trying to keep as many arms available as you can at this point. So if Mooney can kind of gut through this here a little bit, hopefully it's just kind of a bruise, it's a little sore, and once the adrenaline gets rolling again, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Christopher's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded to third both times. Mooney again checks on the runner at first base. A lot of attention being paid over there. And you wonder if any of that has to do with maybe Mooney just testing out the hand.
Yeah. I was actually just kind of thinking that. Is he just trying to throw a feel just to kind of get a feel for it without having to throw it to the batter?
The 1-1. Up and away. They throw back to first, and they certainly are paying a lot of attention to Jed Bryant.
Bryant is, I mean, he's got a little bit of speed.
10 for 12 in stolen bases.
Yeah. They should be paying attention to him, but a little extra attention right now.
Three of the four Wingate hits have come with 2 outs, too. That helps the cause.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of 2-out baseball in several of our games. A lot of good stuff that's happened with 2 outs for teams.
That Catawba's 7-run inning. It does certainly feel like pitchers get the first 2 outs, and then all of a sudden they settle in a little bit, and then, boom, the offense comes and finds some electricity.
And we found a couple of those. Catawba's a good example with that Coker. The defense, I think, was kind of caught on their heels. Oh, we've two outs, we're good. And then all of a sudden, a couple quick hits and a couple other things, and before you know it, there's 4 runs on the board, 5 runs.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wingate's lead is now 3-0. Mooney pitches. He misses inside, and the count runs full at 3-2. Hunter Dula's in the on-deck circle. And you almost wonder at this point, will Cagle just come in to face Dula regardless of what happens here in this situation?
The lefty-on-lefty matchup is not a bad idea, especially with 2 on. And Dula is, he's already put 2 way out of the park early in the last day, so.
Payoff pitch is a liner to left. Thompson tracks back and gets it. Wingate gets a run.
We'll worry about that later.
Christian, thanks for
Yes,
stopping
sir.
up here.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate all that you do.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That's the Assistant Commissioner of the South Atlantic Conference, Christian Stryker. Wingate leads at 3-0 through 5.5.
Broken windshield, take 1.
Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure, not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies, education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
Carson-Newman needs some offense. The Eagles trail at 3-0 as Wingate, in an elimination game for the second straight contest, has a lead as Bryce Hanley starts us off, and the first pitch from Mitchell is in there for a strike. You talk about Wingate not only winning this game, but Mitchell hasn't even thrown 50 pitches yet. This next one will be number 50. Here it is, and he bends a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Carson-Newman is aggressive. They walk at the second lowest rate in the conference. But it hasn't worked out for Carson-Newman so far. 4 hits, but they've made 3 outs on the bases. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Hanley gets a late swing to it and fouls it off. And Carson-Newman is going to need a monster comeback to get back into this ball game. Mitchell, 5 innings so far of scoreless baseball. The 0-2 missed outside, 1-2. In the first inning, a leadoff hit. Thompson was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. Then with the first 2 reaching in the second, a fielder's choice, Carson-Newman got caught in 2 rundowns and got thrown out in both. And that erased that threat. The 1-2. Hanley pops it foul off of first and sticks around. Then after Travis led off the 5th inning with a base hit and a sacrifice bunt, couldn't move from second base. And Carson-Newman finds itself in a 3-0 deficit. The Eagles just need to win twice today to win a title. But trying not to start off with a loss. The pitch. Hanley hits another one foul. He's late on all of these, but he's starting to come around. That was his hardest hit. One ball and 2 strikes. Again, Mitchell to the plate. That's off the plate. And it's 2-2. I'll tell you what, Bryce Hanley in just his 9th start of the year has had probably the 2 best sequences at the plate. He is making Mitchell work. Drew a walk his first time up. The count is even here, and Mitchell pitches. And it's a swing and a miss, so Mitchell ends up winning the battle. That's just his first strikeout of the day. But a good at-bat from Hanley. And the top of the lineup coming back to the plate, and Tyler Thompson. 1 out and nobody on. Carson-Newman needs some base runners. Cagle has continued to throw in Carson-Newman's bullpen, so a left-hander is down there right now for the Eagles. And the right-hand pitcher will get to work here on Thompson. The pitch is down and away, 1-0. Newberry awaits. It'll be Carson-Newman regardless. If the Eagles lose, it'll be an elimination game. If Carson-Newman wins, it would be for a championship, and Newberry's offense is free-flowing of late. The 1-0. Thompson fouls it back. Putting up 18 runs last night in a 4.5-hour game against Tusculum. And the prior night beating Catawba 9-8 in a game that lasted nearly 6 hours thanks to a 68-minute rain delay. The 1-1 pitch. Thompson flares it foul off of first. Well, Carson-Newman's offense has been scuffling down the stretch. The Eagles have struggled to put some runs on the board of late. The 1-2 pitch off the plate away, 2-2. 5 runs or fewer in 11 of 16 games entering the tournament. Counts at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Thompson. The right-hander Mitchell pitches, and he misses off the plate. It's 3-2. The Wingate bullpen has not needed to get loose, and after an 8-pitch at bat to Hanley, this sequence is 6 pitches old. And finally, the Eagles starting to get that pitch count up for Mitchell. But he's still locked and loaded. The payoff pitch. Thompson hits this one hard to deep left. Bryant gives chase. He looks up at the fence. So long! It's just in front of the scoreboard and left, clearing the 2 seats. And Carson-Newman is on the board and within 2 here in the 6th. Third home run of the season for Thompson against Wingate. Got a 3-2 pitch he could handle, and he hammered it to left field. Easy for me to say. And with 1 out, nobody on, Carson-Newman with some signs of life as Ricketts flies one down the left field line. This will slice foul and get out of play. So now the question is, can Carson-Newman's offense get cooking again? Eagles have had some big offensive days. Yesterday against Wingate, they put out 14 hits. The problem for Carson-Newman has been the left on base number. Eagles left 13 against Tusculum a couple games ago, the 0-1. Ricketts flares this out to center. Guy coming in, still coming in. He's not going to get it. Ricketts has a base hit, and the tying run is coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th for Carson-Newman. Ricketts just got enough of it to flop it into the center field grass. And with one out, a home run and a single, and Carson-Newman threatening. Henry Jackson standing in. He's grounded a short both times. And now we'll get a mound visit. And Carson-Newman fans sensing that a moment is brewing at the ballpark. Mitchell has thrown 16 pitches in this inning. He had averaged less than 10 in his first 5 innings of work. Wingate will get Austin Johnson tossing down in the bullpen. First action now for Wingate in the pen. Johnson this year has a 4.20 ERA. Wingate is one of the most well-balanced teams in this conference and in the region. There's pretty much no category where they're not in the top 3 or 4 in the conference. The only real area that they've had some issues with has been their fielding percentage. It's a 3-1 game, bottom of the 6th. A chance here for Carson-Newman, threatening with pressure. And the runner at first base. Jackson at the plate. The right-hander pitches, and he zips a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1. So both bullpens up and working now. Mitchell having to throw some high-stress pitches here in this inning. 1 strike and nothing the pitch. Jackson pulls it. This could be 2. Simpson to Mellett for 1. Over to first base. That's a double play. And it once again ends Carson-Newman's threat. Second twin killing of the ball game by Wingate. And it gets Mitchell out of a jam. Carson-Newman, though, gets on the board. The home run from Thompson makes it a 3-1 game going to the 7th. Carson-Newman has turned it over to the bullpen, making the 38th appearance of his career. It's Kyle Cagle. This season, he's 1-0 with a 7.71 earned run average. He has earned the save in 2 of his last 3 outings. So he has come in some pretty big spots. Now his job is to get potentially the final 9 outs and keep this game at a 3-1 deficit. Hunter Dula stands in, and the first pitch is a nice tight slider on the inside corner for strike 1. Cagle fastball, curveball, changeup, and then that slider is in there as well. And the 1-strike pitch now zips off the inner half this time around. 1-1. Well, Dula in this game is 0 for 2, but he has had some big swings. The pitch bounces downstairs. 1-1. Well, this has just been prime time tournament baseball, and you credit the defense of Wingate. Had turned 16 double plays all year, and they have 2 of them in this game. The 2-1 high on a fastball, 3-1. Well, you would think that Cagle is in here to get lefties out. But after this, it's 3 straight right-hand batters. Eagles have the shift on. 3 balls and a strike. Cagle needs to get one here as he pitches. Dula was swinging at it and fouls it back. Dula has had just a dynamic overall tournament, 125 pitches over 7 innings of 2-run baseball. On Friday night, he homered in both games yesterday. 3-2 the count. Cagle ready with a payoff pitch. Here it is. And it's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. What a pitch by Cagle going up the ladder. Close the book on Mason Mooney. A quality start for the right-hander. 6 innings, 3 earned, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts. He throws 77 pitches in the game, and it is the 15th quality start by a Carson-Newman pitcher this year. Now the right-handed hitting Andrew McKay, who's 0 for 2, takes the pitch. And it's 1 ball and no strikes, and now they're saying that that was an illegal offering by Cagle. And I'm not 100% sure what he did with it. Oh, he just paused. That's legal. He just paused in his full windup. That is 100% legal. Johnny Cueto does that with the San Francisco Giants. He made that popular. Carson-Newman pitchers have done that all year. He just brought the right leg up, held it for a second, and then pitched. That is 100% legal. And Trevor Hinson, the home plate umpire, said that it was an illegal offering, and I don't think that's the right call. And now they're going to have a conversation about it. I mean, that has been legal for years and has been done for years. If there's nobody on base, you can literally do whatever you want. You can, as soon as you start into your motion, you can just hang as long as you'd like. Getting some clarification up here, you can't pump, quote unquote, 2 times. And Cagle just brought at least from what I was seeing, it looked like he just brought the leg up, but he pumped that leg a couple different times. And since the leg came up with the right, and then he brought it down and then brought it back up and down again, that's an illegal maneuver, and that's what they're having a conversation about. And Coach Tom Griffin had the conversation about that. I don't know if we need to have this long of a conversation about it. I mean, Carson-Newman pitchers do that from time to time, but it's not like that is a part of Cagle's 100% repertoire. For now, it's 1 ball and no strikes to Andrew McKay, and the umpiring crew still conversing on what the legality of that is. And after coming up with the official determination, they're going to bring Tom Griffin back over to confirm what happened. Well, a lot of times you get these conversations if there's a balk or something like that. I don't think I've ever seen a pause when nobody's been on base talking about a pitcher's windup in any point in time. And Coach Tom Griffin's having a word about it. Carson-Newman pitching does that sometimes because they try to throw off the timing of the hitter. And that's the best way for them to do that. And from the look of Tom Griffin, he does not like the conversation that's being had with the umpires about that whole spot. And I don't know if this is going to count as a mound visit, but I think that Coach Griffin is going to have to chat with Kyle Cagle, and they're all going to have a word about it on the proper way to deliver this pitch. And I mean, we've seen a lot of different things in this tournament, and this is something that you don't really see. So it's not a mound visit for Coach Griffin. They officially make the determination. I don't think I've ever seen that. But they get the conversation down, and after a few minutes of a delay, 1 out, nobody on here in the 7th. And with a count at 1 ball and no strikes, McKay, who's 0 for 2, stands in. And nobody went to check that. Umpires having a word with one of the rules officials about the exact rule here. So thank you to the umpiring crew up here that officially gives me the rule that by rule, obviously it is a balk with a runner on base. With nobody on base, by rule it is no pitch. If you ever watch softball, you have the illegal pitch frequently. That's when the pitcher lifts their foot off of the rubber before releasing the ball. But in baseball, you pretty much never see it, so it's no pitch, no count to McKay, and after that delay, we're back and ready to roll. And the first pitch now is a swing and a miss, so after that timing, it is strike 1. I appreciate the communication from the crew up here giving me the official ruling. I've seen Carson-Newman pitchers do that so often, nobody's ever called him out on it, so that's why I didn't think that anything of it. As Genter picks it up, makes a strong throw across the diamond to get the out. Good long throw by Genter, playing a ball in the hole. And there's 2 away in the inning. 2 singles for Carson Simpson, and he's the man coming to the plate. Has had a great tournament. He's 6 for 14. And with 2 outs and nobody on, Cagle stepping in. The pitch. Swinging a hard hit smash. It's off of the glove of Bose. It trickles over towards the tarp. Simpson turns at first base, and he stops there. And that's where he stays. It was a hot smash, and I think a ball that Bose probably should have handled. I'm not sure what Jeff Gregory is conversing with. I guess potentially whether or not if that ball got caught in the tarp, if that could have been just a ground rule double. But Bose, I think, just took one few too many steps. That'll be an error. First one made by Carson-Newman. And now the 9-hole batting Justin Guy, who is 0 for 2 in the game. 3-1 is Wingate's lead. The pitch from Cagle is a swing and a fly ball to left field, giving Chase Thompson. He looks up. So long, and Wingate has taken a 5-1 lead. Guy's first home run of the season. So the error comes back to haunt Carson-Newman. First pitch swinging, Guy ambushes a fastball and turns it around. Hits it into the picnic porch and left. And Wingate feeling it, ahead 5-1 as Mellett stands in and takes strike 1 on a slider from Cagle. And now I would imagine that the rest of this game is on Cagle unless Carson-Newman can make a comeback. Here's the pitch. That's on the inside corner for a strike. 0-2. Cagle looking to bounce back. A home run from Justin Guy. 2 two-run home runs, both with 2 outs. All of Wingate's scoring has come with 2 outs. The pitch, high on a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shift is on here for Mellett, who's been aboard twice, including his home run, and he pops this ball back and to the left out of here. His home run opened the scoring with a 2-out blast to right in the 3rd. One ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch, and another foul ball. This one's off to the left-hand side again. Carson-Newman faces its largest deficit of the tournament. And the Eagles with work to do. The 1-2 pitch now from Cagle. Down and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman will have the heart of the order coming to the plate after stretch time. The 2-2. Down and away, and it goes all the way to the backstop. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Can Cagle stop the bleeding here? 2 out hitting. 5 of Wingate's 6 hits have come with 2 outs. The pitch, up and in, ball 4. And with 2 outs again, the rallies continue for Wingate. And now Michael Dansky, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt today, will come to the plate. Cagle looking to get out of this inning. Mason Mooney went 6 innings of 3-run baseball, but took a liner to the wrist. Had to come out of the ball game. After that, and the Eagles turn to Cagle. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Outfield playing deep, shifted around a little bit to the right-hand side. 1 strike and nothing the count here to Dansky. The offering. Ball pulled to first, bobbled by Jackson. He recovers with a bare hand, dives to the bag as he saw Dansky hustling up the line, and that ends the inning. But not before the 2-run homer from Guy. And Wingate at stretch time leads Carson-Newman 5-1.
Every student comes to Wingate with a story. I know I did. Our students come from all walks of life.
They come to us as young people with hopes and dreams of their own. They're looking to Wingate to become the best version of themselves, and that's what we do.
The effect that Wingate has on me is compounded by the effect I have on the world after I leave Wingate.
Because making a difference is fundamental
to what we are as a university
and who we are as people.
Nine more outs for Wingate to put itself in a championship position. Matt Parkinson will climb in. He's 1 for 2 today. The Carson-Newman cleanup hitter will stand in. And Mitchell, 66 pitches into his outing, ready to go as he delivers. He misses off the plate away for ball 1. Well, Wingate right now, you're looking at it, 9 more outs. That's it. And the Bulldogs will play the nightcap against the Carson-Newman Newberry winner. The Eagles need a massive comeback. Down by 4 in the 7th. The pitch. Parkinson, a little float shot out to second base. Mellett to the first base side of the bag. Makes the catch and there's one away. Well, Wingate has won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two programs. And Harrison Travis will climb in. He's 2 for 2. Couple singles today. 5-1 Wingate. Newberry awaits. They'll play Carson-Newman. No matter what. The first pitch to Travis bounces in the dirt, low and away. Well, Wingate, I mean, you couldn't draw it up any better. Not only are you winning, but at least as it stands, it looks like Mitchell's going to be able to go the distance in this one. The 1-0 pitch. Travis takes a strike. Mitchell gets a new baseball. Now ready with a 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. Here it is. It's a curveball on the outside corner for a strike. Mitchell has not thrown more than 5 innings all year, but doing so right now. The long ball has plagued him at times. Gave up a home run in this one, but that's the only damage as he misses with a fastball, 2-2. His last outing at Anderson, he fanned 5 over 3 innings in a 22-7 win over the Trojans in the finale of that 4-game set. And now the 2-2. Travis flops one out towards second base. Mellett's there on the outfield grass, and the second baseman hauls it in. Back-to-back weak pop-ups out to second. So here's Zach Bose, and Bose takes strike 1. I'm not sure if they officially retracted that play by Bose, but he couldn't catch that liner, and that stretched it out because Guy hit the home run after that, the pitch. Bose hits this one to left field. Bryant going back to the warning track, still going back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. It's off the top of the fence and ricochets back towards the infield. Guy picks it up. Bose is hustling for third, and he's in there safely with a headlong triple. I lost it. There's only white signage out there, and we're not sure if that ball went out of the ballpark. And the umpires are going to get together to have a conversation about it on whether or not it is a home run. Bryant leaped up, and that is such a challenging situation. You see where it is. It looks like it hits the black above that white signage out there, the Vanderbilt sign, and there's no yellow tape above that. That is such a challenging situation in real time to see it, and with the sun that is bursting off of that black facade, this is going to be a tough one to take a look at. We get a great angle, though. Really good camera work here. And that looks like it's a home run, at least from this perspective. Bryant nearly got it. I mean, that ball just eluded his glove, and it looks like it might have cleared it, but the umpires are going to take a look at this one and have a conversation on whether or not it is a long ball. Well, Carson-Newman's had runners on base, and if this is indeed a home run, Eagles have hit 2, and nobody's been on base. Meanwhile, Wingate has had 2 home runs. Both have been 2-run shots. I mean, in real time, to have to see that from a couple hundred feet away, that is such a big ask. But with how Bryant leaped up, at least from the replays that we've seen, it looks like it did leave the yard. So they'll have a conversation about this. Get one more look at it on this fly ball to left. Really, really good camera work. That is just perfect. There's just those couple signs that doesn't have the yellow tape. So that's where you kind of lose the baseball. But it's up. Bryant leaps. It hits that third black paneling above the glove of Bryant and leaves the ballpark. And I don't imagine that we're going to get a better vantage point of that one. Bose thought that it was gone, but he was still hustling regardless. And we're only going to really get one look at it. So at the very least, this gives another delay here for Mitchell to have to think about it. And we get one final look at this angle. Pretty much frame by frame to see if it's out of the yard or not. And I believe, if I'm correct, and this will be overturned, this would be the 5th call that would be overturned this week, and the 2nd time in which a home run would be overturned. So I believe that the official call will be an overturn here and a home run for Bose. Umpire hasn't officially done it. Got to put the headset back, and now says it is a home run. So Bose homers for the 4th time this year, and Carson-Newman sneaks back within 3. So now a 5-2 ball game. Carson-Newman is out hitting Wingate. 7-6 with Charlie Brown coming to the plate. And the right-hand hitter, Mitchell, back to work with 2 outs, and now a 3-run game. Mitchell 75 pitches. And time called by Brown. So after the delay, get that ironed out. Runs in each of the last 4 half innings now. The pitch. Brown pulls it inside of the third base bag and down into the corner. Brown's around first. He's motoring for second. Bryant picks it up and gets it back in. It'll be a 2-base hit for Charlie Brown. Well, the third base umpire, Frank Barlow, juked everybody out. He was trying to decide what to do. He was staring right at it. He was thinking foul, then fair, then foul, then fair, and finally pulled the trigger. And I mean, it's been a long weekend for everybody. And no argument from Wingate. They have a perfect look at it from their dugout right down the line. The door is ajar for Carson-Newman to come back. 5-2, but not open by much with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside corner for a strike. Genter today has flown out twice to center and to left. He's hit the ball high into the air, and I'm sure the Eagles right now would love to see him hit the ball on a line. Mitchell, though, has been great all day. The pitch. Ground ball left side. Mellett is able to pick it up to his left and throw out Genter to end the inning and end the threat. Eagles, though, get the run on the Bose homer. And it's a 5-2 game going to the 8th here on the SAC Digital Network.
Our decision as a conference last Thursday to cancel the spring season was not made lightly.
Top of the 8th inning. Tight contest, but Wingate has led throughout, and it's 5-2, and Kyle Cagle works to Logan McNeely, the 3-hole batter for Wingate. And the first pitch from Cagle is a curveball in the outside corner for strike one. 5-2 ball game. Wingate has led since the third on the Mellett 2-out home run as Cagle misses down and away for ball one. Well, 2 outs have been the keys for a lot of teams this weekend, and not different at all here today for Wingate. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball drifts off the plate. 2-1. Well, if you're Carson-Newman, the good news is you'll have the top of the lineup back to the plate again. The 2-1. Good curveball again in there for a strike. The issue, however, though, is Eagles just haven't been able to keep this deficit in check. The 2-2. McNeely fouls it off of first. Newberry's awaiting Carson-Newman. The Wolves are here. We have the 3, the 4, and the 5 seeds left. After Newberry took down Tusculum and Wingate took down Catawba yesterday. The 2-2. In the dirt, down and away. 3-2. 5 runs on 6 hits, and Aaron 3 left on base for Wingate. Carson-Newman 2 runs on 8 hits and 3 left aboard. Eagles have made 3 outs on the bases. And the payoff pitch on the way. And it's off the plate for ball 4. And the leadoff man is aboard for Wingate. And now Jed Bryant. Second walk issued by Cagle. Bryant had an RBI single his last time up back in the 6th. And I'm not 100% sure if that knocked Mooney out of the game. But it did hit Mooney's wrist, and he needed a few seconds to gather himself. Ended that inning, but didn't come back out for the 7th. Cagle's been in since. 5-2 Wingate in the 8th. And Cagle's pitch is a ground ball to third. Bose picks it up, throws to second. Hanley, that's one. Over to first base. In time, double play. And Wingate might take a look at this one. Bryant staying at first. And Jeff Gregory is going to have a conversation. They might want to take another look at this. Down the line. And that's tough to tell, at least from that angle, to know when that ball enters into the glove of Jackson. The call on the field by Gary Keller is out. We take another look from a different angle. Man, that is so hard to decipher in real time, and we'll get another challenge here. Initiated by Jeff Gregory. Well, it'd be huge for Carson-Newman if that's a double play ball. Goes without saying. But there are 2 left-handed hitters coming up, and Cagle would seemingly have the advantage. Taking another look at it. I'm not sure if the foot is there yet, and maybe it is there, and I mean, is that a tie? Take another look at it from the first base side. I'm not sure we're zoomed out enough to get this. There's the foot on the bag, and I can't tell whether or not the ball is in the glove yet. I guess it is. It's not in that frame. And we don't have it from another angle, so man, this is so tough. I don't know if this is one where you got to go stands with lack of video evidence to be able to make that determination. I think this is our best angle. Going frame by frame. Looks like a tie, and isn't the old adage, a tie goes to the runner? So we'll take a glance at it. indeed. The call stands as called on the double play. So 5-4-3. Not enough video evidence to overturn it. Well, I can't hype them up enough. Our crew here has been off the charts good. We have our students running the cameras and our great team of Richard Martin and Danielle Whaley handling the directing and replay operating. Danielle has been incredible. And we knock out another replay with 2 outs. Christopher stands in and takes a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Well, is there some magic left for Carson-Newman, or does Mitchell continue his great stuff on the mound? Wingate trying to add more. Ahead 5-2, the pitch. Misses inside. 1-1. Parkinson chucks it over the head of Cagle. Reminds me of the old Major League movies. Rube Baker couldn't get it back to the mound. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch is a little check swing flare off of third. Bo's hustling, still hustling, and he lays out. Can't come up with it with a backhanded effort. Might have jostled that wrist around. Instead, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, it's interesting. If Bose is playing his normal position, he probably has a chance to at least get a glove to it. But since he's shaded over towards the shortstop position in the shift, no chance. You take a look at that shift here. 3 infielders right side. The 1-2 pitch. Line drive to left and perfectly placed by Christopher on an opposite field hit. Thompson bobbles it. Christopher takes a wide turn but pulls the chute at first. Well, here we go again. 2 out hits for Wingate. And Hunter Dula, who had one of the big 2-out hits yesterday, will stride to the plate. He's 0 for 3 in this game, but that was the case yesterday in the 8th inning when he had a 3-run homer with 2 outs off Matt Coles. Made it a 1-run game. 5-2 here in the 8th. Cagle sets up and pitches, and Dula skies it down the first base line. This is hanging right along the front row of the seats, and it hits the second row out of play for strike 1. Jackson, Hanley, Ricketts all gave it a look. One strike and nothing here to Dula. 5 of the 6 Wingate hits have been with 2 outs. All of their runs have scored with 2 men down. Dula looking to keep that trend working here in the 8th. Cagle checks first. And the pitch. Misses inside, 1-1. Looks like Carson-Newman might get some action going down in the bullpen as well. Looks like Jackson Harbin is heading down in that direction. If you're joining us on this Monday, hope you're having a good lunch. If you're on your break, the 1-1. This is outside. They want an appeal to third. Barlow says no. 2-1. Cagle peers down for the sign. Gets something he likes, checks first, the pitch. Dula takes inside, 3-1. Left-hander's ready to go. Needs a strike. With a runner at first and 2 outs, the pitch. Misses. Ball 4. And now Andrew McKay will step up. Third walk issued by Cagle. That has been a problem throughout his career. And with a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen, 3 straight righties coming up, Carson-Newman only has 2 left-handed pitchers. Coles, who pitched yesterday, 8 innings against Wingate, and Cagle, who's on the mound now. So I would imagine that Harbin would be ready to go and would get these next 3 batters. And here comes Coach Tom Griffin out of the dugout. And that should be the end of the line for Cagle, the senior, hoping that this isn't the last time that he's on the mound. I would imagine that he'd be available the rest of the day in those left-on-left situations for Carson-Newman. The Eagles need to win twice today for a title. Every team does. The only difference is Carson-Newman can afford a loss. Call to the bullpen, 5-2, 2 outs in the 8th. We'll take a break here on the SAC Digital Network.
You're right. That's a 5th floor problem. Okay. Not in my house. No. Not today.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot.
Nice.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Jackson Harbin is the new pitcher for Carson-Newman. Harbin's making his 9th appearance of the year, 1-1 record and a 2.89 earned run average, 11 strikeouts in his 9 1/3 innings pitched. 2 outs. This has been Wingate's comfort level. And with 2 men on, Harbin deals with McKay, and his first pitch is high on a fastball for ball 1. Wingate scoring twice in the 3rd on the 2-run homer from Mellett, once with an RBI single from Bryant in the 6th, and a 2-out 2-run home run from Guy in the 7th. Carson-Newman has home runs from Thompson and Bose to make it a 5-2 game. The 1-0 off the glove of Parkinson. It looked like it hit the shoulder of McKay, and it falls back to the left side of the plate for ball 2. Now, this has been Carson-Newman's issue all year. The depth in the bullpen has not been a big strength for this team. Wingate has power arms all across the board. Their pitching depth is impressive. McKay 0 for 3, the 2-0. Strike on the outside corner. Might have gotten a generous strike. With the call given to him as he gets back into the count. Eagles need this one. If Wingate can muster something else here, the Dogs are feeling good. And a foul ball back into the right. Evens the count at 2-2. Well, we talked about the converted infielders that Wingate had on the mound yesterday in Nash and Ferris. Harbin's a converted infielder in his own right. Counts 2-2. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball back up the middle. It's a base hit. Rounding third base and hustling home comes Christopher. Brown's throw to the plate is late. Safe. And a 6-2 Wingate lead. And now Carson-Simpson, who's been aboard all 3 times. So Harbin looking to buckle down in a 6-2 game, and Simpson flies it out to right. Ricketts will give chase. He's camped out under it. He makes the catch, and that ends the inning. A batter too late, though. The 2-out hitting continues for Wingate, and the Dogs have stretched it back to a 4-run game, 6-2, going to the 8th here on the SAC Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Jordan Griffin is pinch hitting for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Eagles trail it 6-2. Everybody needs to win twice today. Carson-Newman has a game buffer as the right-hander Mitchell back to work, and Griffin, who had 2 hits yesterday, pops up the first pitch of the inning. Mellitz over into foul ground, and the second baseman calls off Dula for the out. So Griffin only gets 1 pitch to see and fouls out, and Mitchell, needing just 78 pitches so far, looking to log a complete game and give Wingate the advantage in what would be the nightcap for a championship and a true championship game. Tyler Thompson's 2 for 3. And the right-hand hitter will try to solve this mystery of Austin Mitchell. The first pitch, Thompson squares to bunt. It hits his hand. No, they're saying foul ball. I don't know if it hit the bat first, but Thompson definitely reacted like it hit his hand. You can see it. His actual fingers are in front of the bat. He didn't pinch the barrel like you normally would on that. And Thompson, who's the only all-conference hitter in this lineup for Carson-Newman, took that one sharply to the hand, and I don't know if Carson-Newman's going to ask for a review or not here in this situation. Well, here's another problem. We talked about the white fencing out there. If you're going to look at this one, Thompson's wearing white gloves. How do you see that? For now, it's a foul ball on strike 1. From center field, it's going to be a challenge to take a glance at, too. You can see it. The white glove is in there, and Thompson was bringing the bat back. And now, I believe that Tom Griffin might have asked for it, the challenge. Well, this is not a great scenario for Carson-Newman. This is your best hitter. And if you're going to win 2 more games today, to win a championship, you got to have him out there. Last time the Eagles won a title, 2007, they needed to play 3 times in a day. They had to win all 3 games to do so. Beating Wingate 4-0, then taking down Tusculum 11-3, and then 6-3. And they will indeed go to take a look at this one to see if they can do anything to overturn this call. That's always the critical thing in football and in now in the other sports is the call on the field has to have enough evidence to overturn it. We saw that on the double play ball that Bryant hit. If we had potentially better video, you might have been able to overturn that call, but we just didn't have it. So they'll go ahead and take a glance at this one. For now, as I mentioned, a foul ball. Well, setting up to be a long day here at the ballpark. If this score stands, this will be the first of 3. Carson-Newman and Newberry will play next. That'll be a true elimination game, and then the nightcap would be a true title game. Wingate against the winner of that Newberry Carson-Newman contest. And we'd max out the tournament, play 13 total games. It almost looks like, at least from our replay, that we miss a frame on the video. It goes from in front of him to off of him. And I just don't think that we have enough to be able to overturn this. We have it from center field, but that's not as crisp of quality. They are giving it another glance. Yeah, I'm just not sure that we have enough to be able to overturn this call. Might even be having some trouble with the headset, too. So umpires are done, and the play will stand as a foul ball. Not enough evidence there, and it looked like in terms of the frames that we needed, we just didn't have enough. Carson-Newman out hitting Wingate 8-7, but the Bulldogs have pummeled Carson-Newman pitching with 2 outs and lead it 6-2. Mitchell pitches the 0-1, and Thompson pulls it foul, and he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. 5 more outs to get, and Austin Mitchell has given Wingate everything they needed more. This is one of those outings that if you're going to win any kind of title in baseball, you have to have. The pitch. Thompson floats it back up the middle. It splashes the dirt and sinks into center field for a base hit. Thompson barely muscled that one out there. That was his 3rd hit of the game, his 8th of the tournament. The team's 9th. And with 1 out, Carson-Newman looks to mount a rally. Well, it's somewhat the same conversation that we had yesterday with Wingate. Dogs were down 5-1 in the 8th. And as much as you wanted to get all the way back, you just want to give yourself a chance in the 9th. Dula did that by hitting a 2-out, 3-run home run, but Braden Coe threw the final 3 outs to secure the save. The pitch here to Ricketts. He squares the bunt, and it costs him a strike. Wingate has gotten a right-hander and a left-hander up and loosening. Not highly intensive loosening, but Mitchell, who's at 83 pitch, I mentioned, he hasn't thrown more than 5 innings all year, but his pitch count has been so well held in check. The pitch off the plate. 1-1. One out and 1 man on. Carson-Newman would love to get a couple in this inning, but it all starts with getting Thompson around. Ricketts pulls it foul, 1-2. Mitchell has just had the answer all day long, and he cannot highlight what happened at the beginning of this game enough. Carson-Newman made outs on the base paths in the first and the second, 3 total. And it cost the Eagles chances to rack up pitch counts against Mitchell. Here's the pitch. Ricketts spoils another one. Mitchell faced 1 over the minimum through 4. One ball and 2 strikes. Mitchell pauses, now pitches. Ricketts pulls it, another double play opportunity. Mellett to second for 1, over to first base. Double play again. Everything working for the defense for Wingate. That's 3 double plays on the day. And Mitchell gets out of another jam, and Wingate takes a 6-2 lead to the 9th. Thinking about getting to the championship game here on the SAC Digital Network.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Justin Guy leads off the top of the 9th inning for Wingate. Last time up, crushed a 2-run home run to left. And it's Wingate 6 and Carson-Newman 2 here in the 9th. Jackson Harbin looking to wrap this thing up in the 9th and get the bats back out there for the Eagles as he misses high and tight with a fastball for ball 1. The right-hander pitches and hits the outside corner with a fastball. Close the book on Kyle Cagle. Inning in 2/3, 3 runs, only 1 earned. Walks 3, gives up 2 hits, and strikes out a batter. The 1-1 pitch from Harbin. Guy hits another one in the air. This one shallow left field, down the line, hustling over Thompson. He loses his hat. Long black hair flowing in the wind, bouncing off of his shoulders, and he's over to grab it. Retiring Guy, 1 up, 1 down in the 9th. Flips the lineup back over for McCann Mellett, who was 1 for 11 prior to his home run in the 3rd inning. He's since been hit by a pitch and walked. And the first offering to him here is on the outside corner for a strike. Infield shifted around here with Mellett at the plate. He has hammered Carson-Newman pitching all year. 12 for 19 with 4 home runs. 1 strike pitch. Fastball is in there to get ahead at 0-2. Bose steps over towards the shortstop spot. And the 0-2. High from Harbin. Well, now the question becomes, what does Carson-Newman have left that they can possibly throw here over the next 2 games? Certainly you got to sell out to try to get the next one, the 1-2. Mellett hits another one hard. This one's all the way back to the fence. He has a 2 home run game. McCann Mellett, his 5th home run against the Eagles this year, drives a 1-2 pitch to make it 7-2. First time today, Wingate has scored with less than 2 outs. Mellott has hit 9 home runs this year. 5 have been against Carson-Newman. And now Michael Dansky, who's 0 for 3. And Wingate has opened up a 5-run lead. The pitch in the dirt on a curveball. 1-0. In the bottom of the 9th, the Eagles will have Jackson, Parkinson, and Travis due up. That's 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. The right-hander pitches, and he hits the outside corner with a fastball, evening it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mooney was good through 6. Gave the Eagles a chance with a quality start. The pitch misses low. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 on the outside corner with a fastball, 2-2. Carson-Newman blanked Mars Hill 4-0. Beat Wingate yesterday 5-4. After beating Tusculum 8-6. The 2-2. This is down and away, 3-2. But Wingate rings the bell. After losing to the Eagles yesterday, beat Catawba in walk-off fashion. The 2-2. Ground ball off of first, foul. That was the 3-2, rather, and we'll do it again on a payoff pitch. 7 runs on 8 hits, an error and 5 left on base for Wingate. 2 runs on 9 hits, an error and 3 left aboard for Carson-Newman. The 2-2. Ball spiked off of the dirt, slow roller. Nobody's covering first. And it'll be an infield single for Dansky. I have no idea why Jackson went over to try to grab that ball and then just stopped. And Harbin didn't cover the bag. And Carson-Newman's defense, the team that is ranked higher in terms of defensive prowess, its defense has cost him here today. Wingate's turned 3 double plays in this game alone. And now here's Logan McNeely. 1 out and 1 on. 7-2's the score. The pitch on the inside corner of the fastball for strike 1. Mellett's 2nd homer of the day has stretched this thing out to a 5-run game. Wingate has led 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 5-1, 5-2, and now 7-2. Here's a rocket down the right field line. That hugs the line and splashes the grass in fair ground. Picked up by Ricketts. Rounding third, now getting a late stop sign. Carpenter drops it. But Dansky gets the stop sign at third. McNeely a hard hit double. And now Jed Bryant with a chance to blow this game open. Good piece of hitting by McNeely, who hadn't had a hit today yet. So now Bryant, who's 1 of 4 on the day. He hit into a double play his last time up, and Carson-Newman would love to see that happen. And Carson-Newman will now get some more action down in the bullpen. Well, Wingate puts itself in the driver's seat in the championship tonight with how well Austin Mitchell has pitched. And now a mound visit as Clay Morrell has started to throw for the Eagles down in the bullpen. Morrell's only pitched 4 times this year. And the Eagles just can't get out of these late inning situations. Wingate has played add-on in 4 straight innings here in the back end. 1 in the 6th, 2 more in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and then an additional 1 in the 9th. And now a conversation on the mound with Harbin out there. After getting the first out of Guy, home run, infield single on a defensive miscue, double. Well, Carson-Newman went from being in the driver's seat of this tournament to now being the team at the biggest disadvantage. Having to play 3 times today unless they can come back and win it. Wingate and Newberry will play no more than 2. Wingate will put itself into the title game later tonight with a win here. So Harbin will stay in the game. And now Bryant digs into the box. Runners at second and third base, just 1 out here in the 9th. Harbin pitches. There's a fastball at the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. The 0-1. Hard hit smash out at shortstop. Picked up by Genter. Throws to first base to get the out. But another run comes across. McNeely is in, making it 8-2. Or check that. Dansky was the one that scored. McNeely stayed put at second. So 2-run 9th. That gives a big-time buffer for Wingate now. With Garrett Christopher coming to the plate, he's 1 for 4. Wingate opening up its largest lead of the day. An 8-2 game in the 9th. Here's the pitch. High and away for a ball, 1-0. Carson-Newman and Newberry coming up in a little over an hour. The 1-0. That's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. As it stands right now, that'll be an elimination game here in the conference tournament. Harbin coming set, the 1-1. And that is a strike on the outside corner with a fastball. 1-2. Look at second, the 1-2. And a tapper foul. Christopher just reached the bat out at the last second to poke it foul. Wingate has needed just one pitcher today. 8 shutdown, lockdown innings from Austin Mitchell. 1 ball and 2 strikes and a pause. Well, the math gets a lot easier for Jeff Gregory, knowing that he only needs 9 more innings of baseball after the bottom of the 9th. The pitch bounces in the dirt. It skips away from Parkinson, and McNeely will take third on the wild pitch. Well, the tough thing for Wingate to decide on is, what do you do in between games? Do you really want the guys sitting outside all day long? The 2-2 pitch. Christopher fouls another one back, holding it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not sure where their hotel's at. Closest hotel is the Hampton Inn, that is a stone's throw from here. You could certainly go back, get in the air conditioning. It's not a bad day overall at the ballpark. 2-2, another foul ball back. Actually, probably a pretty perfect day. 71 degrees, only blue skies that we see. Can't ask for anything more on a championship caliber day. Harbin can't put him away right now. The 2-2. Now he does. A swing and a miss downstairs. For strike 3, a Wingate tacks on 2 more. Bottom of the 9th inning, Jackson, Parkinson, Travis due up for Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the 9th on the SAC Digital Network.
32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Austin Mitchell has thrown only 87 pitches. And he's looking for one of those Greg Maddux-style complete games. Less than 100 pitches to go the distance. It'll be Henry Jackson, who's 0 for 3 to start us off. He was Carson-Newman's hottest hitter of the tournament entering the day. But Mitchell has seen him ground to shortstop all 3 times. 8-2, bottom of the 9th, and here's the first pitch, and it's a good curve ball at the knees for strike 1. Wingate has double barrel action in the bullpen just in case anything gets dicey. The 1-strike pitch. Ground ball out to short again on 1 hop. A good play by Simpson charging forward. Smacks his glove on the ground after fielding it. Running forward to his left. Makes the throw to first to retire Jackson. 1/3 of the way home for Matt Parkinson, who's 1 for 4. Or 1 for 3, rather. 4th at bat of the game here. Mitchell into his motion as he delivers, and he misses down and away for ball 1. Such an impressive game by Austin Mitchell. You can't ask for anything more. This is literally the perfect scenario for Jeff Gregory's crew. The pitch. Misses off the outer half. 2 balls and no strikes. Mitchell, the redshirt freshman from Dallas, North Carolina. 5 appearances last year. Great effort so far this season. And the 2-0. Nearly hit Parkinson. And I think it did, and I think it caught the home plate umpire too. So that'll be a hit batter, and Carson-Newman gets a base runner, and that's what they need a whole lot of here in the 9th. Well, the career best outing for Mitchell, 7 innings, did it against Palm Beach Atlantic back on February 9th of 2020. He's only struck out 1 batter today, and that's been a big reason why he hasn't seen his pitch count add up. He really hasn't had to go too deep into counts. Carson-Newman's been aggressive at the plate. That's the Eagles' MO. So here's Harrison Travis. The right-handed hitter is 2 for 3 on the day. And the first pitch to him, that nearly hit him, and honestly, I'm not sure how it didn't. It was a curveball that made Travis slide his left cleat back in the box. And it nearly clipped his left thigh. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. That's a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Well, not only does Carson-Newman potentially not win this game, they don't even make Wingate use a whole lot of pitching. Just Mitchell so far, and that keeps everybody fresh for the Bulldogs for the title game tonight. The 1-1 on the inside corner for a strike. 1-2. Well, Travis is ultra patient at the plate. typically gets deep into these counts. 1-2. Runner at first base and 1 out the pitch. Off the plate on a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wingate's turned over 3 double play balls in this game. That has helped the cause, as well as Carson-Newman making 3 outs on the base pass. And now Mitchell readies with a 2-2. On the outside corner, and it's strike 3 called, and the Eagles down to their final out. Just the second punch out of the day for Mitchell. But he has been masterful all day. And at 97 pitches, a chance to wrap this thing up. 2 outs. Bulldogs ahead 8-2 in the 9th. And now Zach Bose. A home run his last time up. The Eagles need a lot more of that, and it needs to come with 2 outs. Down by 6, and the pitch is high and away for ball 1. Newberry getting ready as they start to make their way down the bleachers to get ready into their dugout. One ball, no strikes, the pitch. Right down the middle. 1-1. Only a hit batter has been a blemish in this inning. And a chance for Mitchell to face just 6 over the minimum in this game. No real rocky innings. The only real chance Carson-Newman had at that, they ran themselves out of the second. The 1-1 off the plate, 2-1. Eagles had the first 2 on base, runners at the corners and nobody out in a scoreless game in the second. Bose hit a grounder to third. Parkinson broke for home, got caught on a rundown, and then Travis got caught between second and third. And Wingate got 2 out of it. The 2-1. Bose rips this into left center field. Guy coming on, still coming on. He dives. He makes the grab. And Austin Mitchell's masterpiece sends Wingate to the title game thanks to a terrific diving catch from Guy. And that wraps it up. Wingate on to the title game. That is a 2-hour and 42-minute game that wraps up, and Guy does it all. Makes the play in center, has a 2-run home run in the game, and Wingate will play for a title. Later today, right around 5 o'clock, will be that one. But we'll get started at 1:45 with our next one, Carson-Newman and Newberry. That'll be an elimination game for a right to play for a championship. We'll have that broadcast for you coming up as the Wingate Bulldogs get a wonderful outing from Austin Mitchell on the day. And a victory for Wingate in this contest. And the Bulldogs advance to the title game tonight. That wraps it up. The final score here from the ballpark. It's 8-2 Wingate. We'll be back with you in an hour here on the SAC Digital Network.